Hello peeps, it's Hillbilly Halfwit. How are you today? Can you hear the brook? Look, running well now. It's the first time it's really been running well since the summer. So that sound just makes you feel that things are okay. Grass is growing. We're still skint, but the grass is growing. Sheep are looking okay because they were starting to go down with that really dry weather. I've got to be honest with you. Took a lot of condition off some of them. But there we are. Now what I'm going to talk about today is, let me just get this thing up my ear. is, I said the other day about me having, why didn't I do that first, eh? Hold on. I said the other day about me having headaches, and I had a couple of comments as your headache is gone. Well, the condition I've got is called retinitis pigmentosa, and basically when you get a bad day, it's almost like half moon type things spinning around the outside of each eye. And it gets to such a point, the back of your neck here, you can take all kinds of tablets, and the back of your head here, it's unbearable. You're literally, sometimes you're lying down in pain with it. And because I have this a lot, you've got to work around it. You can't just stop working because of a fucking headache, can you? Let's be honest. So the only solution I found for this over all the years I've had this is just to lie in a hot bath with the back of my head in hot water, and you can feel it go, after about 10 minutes it'll go like that, and it'll all go. And I'm right as rain after. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with my eyesight. If the sun is particularly bright, or it doesn't have to be bright, it's in a way where it makes my eyesight worse. I have this thing, and it'll start to come on right in the back of my head here. It's unbelievable. So if people think I was swinging a lead, I'm not, because I've had to deal with this for a long time, and you just got to learn to work around these things. You can take tablets and stuff. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. And the only thing I've found to clear it is laying with my back in my back of my head in hot water, and it'll go then. But so that's that one. So if you noticed, I put up a video yesterday about the forestry. Now, as a lot of you know, I used to work on the forestry a lot from a really young lad, and I find it, if I could still do all that, I'd still be doing it, to be honest with you, because I love the job. But lots of the forestry contractors are in peril, and if you see my last video, you'll see why. They're not getting paid for the stuff. So they're doing their job, but they're not getting paid. One contractor from up in Scotland has got £995,000 of timber on the side of the road. Nearly £1 million worth of timber. That's not going to get shifted. He doesn't get paid for it, and he's still got to pay for all his lorries, his machines, and his wages out of his own pocket. There is loads of companies in the UK, and especially in Wales like that, these mills are using them as basically piggy banks, and they're letting them spend their own money, and they're getting in terrible states. Lots of my friends work for people like this, and the companies, the contractors, are really good contractors. And all the stuff is really well looked after now. It wasn't like when I was young, when all the machinery was shit. It's all really good machinery, and you've got to have it now, because you've got to be for health and safety and everything like that. So that's why I put that one up last night. And I think it needs addressing. You can't be screwing over the UK forestry contractors like that. And I think it's a simple way to sort it with that government thing. But regarding farming's the same. They're throwing the farming community under the bus as well. And what's happening with the farming community is the people deciding this don't really understand how it all works. Like they don't understand how the forestry thing works. So if a forestry guy goes and buy, some of them have got 2 or 3 of these harvesting machines, they're £500,000 each. And you've got to pay the finance on them, and they've got to be paid back in 5 years. You know, it's no small amount of money. It's huge amounts of money. Diesel and insurance, it's massive, massive money. And it's similar to what's happened in the farming community, where the people making the decisions are basically ripping off one lot. So they, in my case, they want to rip the farmers off because of some ridiculous idea of theirs. Not seeing that all the people below the farmer, the feed mills, the tractors, the machinery dealers, the building supplies, with the farmer then takes the money to spend to, they'll go. It's mental. It's the same with this forestry thing. What's going to happen is the guys on the forestry, they're going to cut back on their machinery, and jobs are going to go. And they can't find people to drive these machines as it is, because it's a very, very skilled job. So it's really short thinking by the governments and the forestry associations not to get it sorted, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just a normal guy who sees things in a common sense way. And with that forestry thing, you have to remember that the mills are buying the timber from abroad. 80% of the timber we use from abroad that's been sawn. And they're giving the contractors in them countries assurances that they get paid as soon as that timber lands in the dock. So if they don't get paid, then the UK mills have to pay those contractors and firms money because it's late payment. Okay, so they're looking after the contractors outside of the UK, but the UK contractors, which are 20%, and their own people, they're not looking after them. They haven't got that agreement at all. They're just letting the contractor, as in one case, as I've said to you, is a guy called, I better not mention his name on here. He's got nearly £1 million of timber standing on the side of the road that won't be moved for months and months and months, and they don't get paid. Even though he's still got to pay for his machine, his drivers, his fuel, his insurances, his vehicles that get him there, his lorries. It's absolutely fucking crazy to me anyway. So that's what I did in that video. And I think that's happening all throughout the UK. We're relying too much on imports, when the fact is, in the UK now, we could increase production of timber to 30 or 40%. But the only reason they don't is because the contractors can't afford it. The contractors, when they get... What will happen now is, after this, as a run up to Christmas, the mills will have imported the 80%, and they'll get to a point where they haven't got much timber left, and then they'll move the UK timber because they're short. And then the contractors will get paid. But by that time, most of these contractors are on the verge of bankruptcy. It's fucking nuts. It's similar with the farming system, with the subsidy system. Like, I tell you, I only get mine at the latter part of the year. Why don't they give it in 3 or 4 sections throughout the year? The same amount of money, so they give me some in January and in 4 sections of the year. It wouldn't be no more money. It'd certainly help me out, because I got to run well over 6 months of the year without any income at all until my lambs have grown. So there we are. I don't think I'm moaning. That's just common sense, isn't it? So well, that's what I think anyway. So there we are. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for the 16,000 subscribers. I might have to take that rant video down because YouTube aren't that happy with it. But thank you all, and thank you all for buying my stuff at my shop and giving me a super thanks and everything, and buy me a coffee. It's really nice of you all, because I'm genuinely, just like you lot, a normal working class guy who's skint, who's looking at the world thinking, what the hell is going on? Ta-da.